What is up, everybody? My name is Aaron. I'm the Brick Scavenger. This video is being filmed in late July, and honestly, I'm just kind of growing a little bit tired of the grind of get minifigure hauls in, process them, sell them, buy more of them. I don't know. It's a grind, and I would like to have more to show for it at the end than money and more hauls. So I would like to spend some more time on the city. And I'm hopeful that at the end, you have something really fun to look at rather than just more hauls. So we're gonna pivot a little bit. And over this sort of coming fall, I have a vision for what I would like to do. So for those of you that are following along, you know that my medieval build has been coming along. We're going to stop right there, put that on hold. We'll be back to that. But as I've got sort of August, September, and October that lead up to Halloween, I would really, really like to bring Halloween Town back to life. And I think that this is the right time to do it. And in addition to that, I would like to give Legona 500 marble racing another chance. I don't want to build a marble track just solely for the sake of marble track. So what I'm trying to figure out, what I'm wondering is there a way to build a display, say Halloween Town, and as I'm wrapping it up, just kind of incorporate a racetrack within Halloween Town, run the race, film the races, publish the races, take out the marble track, and be left with Halloween Town that's still a display. Is that possible? I don't know, but that's sort of the vision. For those of you that haven't seen Halloween Town, you can go back and look at some of the videos, but we've got this big kind of fall hill over here, a train track running through, and then we've got sort of the amusement park / town that is haunted. And we've got, a corn maze and a thriller thing. And we've got the Joker Manor over here with Jokers and Batmans and all sorts of fun stuff in here. This part right here will be, a train track that connects over there eventually. So I'm thinking I'm going to bring this back to life over the next 3 months. Hopefully be able to incorporate within this a marble racetrack. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So this is 2 6-foot tables, and they're end to end, which is the way, this is the place I ultimately want them to be in. But for now, I'm going to move them out, probably put them over here to give me ample room to work on them and run the racetrack and everything. So I've got to move those tables over there. I got to get Ninjago area out of the way somewhere. We need to safely store the medieval town. So maybe medieval town comes and is stored here. So we've got a lot of work to do. But I'm hopeful that with some cleaning, some organizing, and 3 months worth of dedicated time, we can have Halloween Town looking really good. Have a fun racetrack for marbles, and see where that takes us. I think the Legona 500 will be presented on a new YouTube channel dedicated strictly to Legona 500. So if you're interested, feel free to check that out. It's up and running, but there's no videos on it yet. There will be, obviously, hopefully by Halloween. I'm going to preserve this channel to behind the scenes stuff, whether that's haul videos, organization of the room, how we're building the racetrack, updates on Halloween Town, minifigure collections, stuff like that. But then the marble racing official videos will be on the other channel. So that's sort of where I'm at for that. I'm going to spend a little time today rearranging some stuff, trying to get a little organized. I'll show you some of that here in a moment. So I wouldn't say big changes coming to Brick Scavenger channel, but a pivot in focus for sure. We will still be selling on Bricklink. We'll still be selling on Whatnot. We have to fund this habit somehow, but probably less so than we have been over the last 6 months as we, try to have a more polished city moving forward, and many more updates to come. All right, well, a little vacuuming and a little rearranging. Ninjago is now way in the corner for long-term storage. The medieval village also in place for long-term storage. Those won't stay there forever, but for now, that's where they're gonna be. And Halloween Town is now a 12-foot long display right here. Good news, bad news on that. It's out, it's free, it's able to be worked on, but this hill is a little bit of a disaster. If you remember, I worked on this, I don't know, a year or two ago, and then kind of took it down in pieces to make room for some other stuff. And when I crudely put it back together, this is no longer built correctly. Some of the support towers are angled weird, and this is going to need to get probably taken apart and put back together. Maybe a blessing in disguise for a couple of reasons. First, while I really like the color scheme of orange, yellow, and red for fall, I don't like these trees at all. So these trees need to get rebuilt. So by tearing all the trees out, I will be able to build the hill in a better way. And of course, I need to at least give some consideration to the way the marble track is going to go through here. So my vision is that, perhaps the Haunted Mansion is the beginning of the marble track, and it would maybe zigzag its way down this hill. So a lot of those trees would have to come out anyway to try to figure out how the marble track zigzags through here. And then somehow it's going to have to go up again so that it can race through, sort of the downtown area, where then it would turn. And instead of just putting in the train track right away, I figured this could be some kind of long straightaway, maybe with an obstacle or two in here that comes back to the edge of the hill, where we'll then have an elevator to, start the next lap kind of thing. So with all that being said, I think the first steps of this thing are going to be to tear a lot of this hill down and rebuild it, hopefully a little more securely. Still got to make sure there's room for the train to get through there, and to take the turn, so that when this thing becomes a permanent display and the train goes through, it obviously makes it under the hill. So, you pay the price for building something and then tearing it down and then very kind of haphazardly putting it back together. So we'll have to rearrange that, but we've got 3 months to put it back together, rethink it, and how it'll incorporate a temporary marble track before we then take the marble track out and make it a permanent display. But I do think it makes a ton of sense for the train track to be, marble track in the interim. So anyway, that's the quick update on where we're at on the Brick Scavenger channel. If you're interested in following along, hit that subscribe button. Should be an interesting few months as we pivot a little bit to what our focus is. We'll see on Bricklink, we'll see on Whatnot, but hopefully we'll have some fun with Halloween Town and Legona as well. Thanks for being here.